Hello students! Today in this video I'm going to show you how you can format your college essays in what we call MLA format. So most of your professors are going to ask you to put your essays into MLA format. So what does that mean? Let's watch this video and find out. So the first thing to note is that before the title we need to put our name and some other information. So I'm going to press return one time, and above this title I'm going to put actually my name. So let's say my name is Justin Example. Do you get it? Then I'm going to put my professor's name. So usually we'll start with professor or doctor if your teacher has a PhD, and then just the last name. Okay. After the professor's name, we're going to put the class. So our class, for example, is English 076. And then finally, we're going to put the date. So today is September 15th, 2020. Okay. So all of this information does not need to be bold. So we're going to take the bold off, right? These buttons are very handy for doing that. And then we also want to make this on the left side, right? So to change where something is, if it's in the center or the left or the right, we're going to use these four buttons up here. Okay, if you hover over them, it's going to say right align, center align, and left align. So I'm going to choose the left align, and then it scoots it over there. Okay, so now we have a header. This is called a header. We have our title, right? Actually, the title doesn't need to be bold. So again, we're going to take this off, right? Click on the bold to undo it. And we also need to fix a few things about this essay, right? So the first thing we need to fix is the size. Notice here the size is 18. That's super, super big, and it makes the essay look a lot longer than it actually is. So for MLA format, we want to choose everything, and this includes the header, this includes the title, and we're going to bring it to size 12. Okay, 12 is standard for MLA format. And for the font, we can choose either Arial or also Times New Roman. I'm going to choose Times. Okay, so that looks a lot better, but one thing I noticed is that it's not double spaced. There's a space between each paragraph, but actually we don't need that space. We just need the whole essay to be double spaced, including the title, including the header. So again, I'm going to select everything. And in order to double space, I'm going to come up here to this button. It looks like a few lines with an arrow going up and down. I'm going to click on it and bring it down to double. Okay. So once you do that, you'll see that each line is double spaced. And then we want to, and that includes, the header and the title. Okay. The other thing I notice is that this is on the left side. Do we see there's like a straight line? But this is on the right side where there's a straight line. So we want to align the paragraphs to the left side too. So again, I'm going to select all of that and then align on the left side. Okay, good. All right. The next thing we want to take a look at is the indentation. So indentation means the first line of each paragraph. The first line of each paragraph, we're going to indent using the tab button on your keyboard. The tab button is on the left side of your keyboard, and it's above the caps lock. It's to the left of the Q. So in order to do this, we are going to do this for each of the first lines of each paragraph. I'm going to hit tab one time, and it jumps like that. This one's already done. That's good, but this one's not. So I'm going to hit tab. And the conclusion is already done. Good. So why is indentation important? Indentation shows the reader that this is a new paragraph. And when we have indentation, then we can get rid of that space in between the two paragraphs, right? So this is good MLA format to have no space between the paragraphs, but just to have the first line indented. So I'm going to do that for each of my paragraphs and just make sure that there's no lines or no space between them. Okay, good. So this is looking much more like an essay. Okay, what are we missing? Is there anything else we're missing? No, I think this looks great. So I'm going to pull up another essay. And once I pull this up, I want you guys to try to look at what's wrong in the essay of some of the things we've talked about here and how can you fix them using the buttons above. I'm going to pull this one up in Word, so the buttons might be in a new place, so you might have to look a little bit more carefully. Oops. Okay. So here's the essay. It's actually the same essay. But again, find out what's wrong, what's missing, and then using the buttons up here, how can you fix those things? Okay, so I'll give you a minute to think about it. You can pause the video while you think about it and search for the buttons because I'm going to give you the answers right now. Okay, so the first thing I think you noticed is a header. We're missing a header. So again, we need my name. We need your professor's name. We need the class. And then we need the date. Okay. Notice that this is double spaced, so that's good. That's already done. The title. The title is on the left side, but it needs to go in the center. So we're going to come up here to the alignment buttons and click on center. And does it need to be bold? No. So we're going to click up here to unbolden it. Okay. So it looks like this is double spaced, but I'm just going to check by clicking on this button. And it says 2.0, so that means double spaced. That's good. Okay, but I do notice that there's a lot of space between the paragraphs, right? So what do I need to do first? Well, I need to indent using the tab button. Tab, right? So remember the tab button or the indentation shows my reader, ooh, this one is not aligned correctly. I need to use the alignment left. Okay, good. So the indentation shows the reader that this is a new paragraph, right? So that's why the indentation is important. And then I can get rid of the space between the paragraphs because we don't want that. Okay, excellent. Okay, so what are we missing? It looks pretty good, but one thing I notice up here is the size. So I think that most computers actually default to size 11, but for MLA format, we actually want size 12, slightly bigger. And again, Arial is fine. We could also change it if we want to, whoops, 2 Times New Roman, just regular. But let's keep this one at Arial for right now. So there we have it. I hope that helps you understand a little bit about formatting and how we can use the buttons in both Word, Microsoft Word, or Google Docs, whichever one you prefer using. And if you have any questions, please feel free to just email me, and I can even make a very short video showing you where one of the buttons is or take a screenshot if you feel unsure about how to do something, okay?